Let me start the recording. Okay, it is July 30th. Woohoo! Hey Mo. I didn't see you. You just popped on the screen.
I had to get a sweatshirt on. I'm cold.
Oh, okay. So it is July 30th, which is the almost close of business for July. So I'm excited to see how our month shakes out, and I will be posting all of that stuff. I know we should be having some new folks hopping on our call, so I'm excited to be able to introduce them. So I see Emily, you've got someone with you. So you want to go ahead and go first and introduce whoever that is with you. You're muted here. Okay, now I'm unmuted you. You're good.
Hey.
Hi.
Well, this is my mom.
I'm her mom.
This is Diane.
Hi.
I love her. I actually had another friend that was going to come on, but she got stuck in a time test. So only one person jumping on today. But she became a distributor last year because she's my mom supporting. But now when I'm coming home, we're going to do some parties together. I'm excited. And I don't stop talking about you guys. So.
Well, awesome. Well, we're so glad that you could join our call tonight. And let's see, I think Riley was supposed to get on.
Yeah, she just hopped on.
Oh, I see Riley. Okay, good.
Yay.
Amy, do you want to introduce Riley?
Yeah. Yep. This is my friend Riley. She just signed up a couple days ago. And fun little fact, she was the first person ever to see me open up my first ever box of Juice Plus when I started like 3.5 years ago. So I'm just really happy to have her on the team, and just can't wait to see what she does because she's awesome.
Yay. Well,
and she's super good at crocheting, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's creative. Okay, cool. Well, I'm super excited for you guys for our team call tonight. And I'll tell you, we're going to have Wendy, Kitchell, and April sharing tonight some takeaways from the Seattle Summit. So last week we talked about the takeaways from Next Gen Boot Camp, and Seattle Summit is also a boot camp. It takes place obviously in Seattle or outside of Seattle, Washington. So you guys, I cannot say enough for the power of events, and your guys are going to be able to hear from Wendy and April what their experience was going to this big event. It means so much in just really keeping us, engaged and excited. It fuels us, it feeds us, it gives us knowledge, it gives us skills. It does so much for us. Events do so much for us to just build our belief and keep us moving forward. And so the reason why I'm sharing this is because we have a really awesome event coming up this weekend. It's called the Pajama Regional. And so I know I've talked about it a little bit before, but anybody can host this, okay? So even if you guys are all by yourself, you can sign up to be a host. Obviously, it's the most fun to do it with other people, but you can sign up to be a host and watch it just with your family. I believe it's $25 to host the event, if you want to buy the Zoom code, and that covers the Zoom, and then it also goes, you're also donating a portion of that to charity. So that is coming up this weekend. It's Friday night and Saturday all day. If we're doing Eastern time, I believe it starts at 7 p.m. on Friday, goes till about 9, and then Saturday, it goes from, I think, 9 a.m. until about 3:30 p.m. Eastern time. So do your own time zone math for that. But that's coming up this weekend. And then our next big event is, of course, our International Juice Plus Live Conference, which is in Tampa, Florida, and that's October 18th through the 20th. So I just really want to encourage you guys to do what it takes to get to that event. First of all, who doesn't want to go to Florida in October? It's like the perfect time of year to go to Florida. So that's number one. Number two, this event really allows you to just see the company, see our culture, get together with, face to face with our team, learn from the people who are the most successful in our company, be there for all of the, breaking news and new announcements and everything. And just, it's so much fun. We have so much fun at conventions. So do what it takes to get there, October 18th and 20th through the 20th. It starts on Thursday about 3 p.m. and it goes until Saturday afternoon, but then Saturday evening we have a big party. So you're probably going to want to stay till Sunday. So if you have any questions, reach out to your upline leader and make your plans to come. You guys, it's so worth it. And I'll just say that I went to my first conference just a couple months after signing my distributor application, and it really, that going to that conference really, I believe, was a huge success ingredient in me moving forward, because I've shared my story before. I had a lot of fear in the beginning. I had a lot of things that were holding me back, but being able to go to the conference and really experience the culture and the company and understanding what I held in my hands for my $50, my tiny little $50, distributor application fee, right? Sometimes we can take that $50 and think, oh, it's just $50. But what I was holding in my hand for that I paid only $50 for was just huge and incredible. And it has gifted our family with so much. Without that conference, who knows where we'd be. So, definitely just want to encourage that. Okay. So now I'll stop talking about that. And now I want to introduce Wendy and April. You guys can kind of decide who goes first. But I'm so excited to hear about the Seattle Summit Boot Camp. And I'll just say that I was getting pictures sent to me all weekend long from Allie Schneider and Christy Nix of the boot camp. And then I was watching the Facebook pictures from Molly and Wendy and April and Erica. And I just was like, had serious FOMO. So probably you guys may just see me in Seattle next July at this boot camp, because it looks amazing. Okay, who wants to go first?
That was the point of us teasing you all weekend, because you.
It worked.
April, do you want me to start?
Yeah, you go first.
Okay. First of all, this weekend was so much fun. I get chills just saying that right now, because it was so much fun. We got to go river rafting with the CEO of the company. If you guys can get to Leavenworth, it's awesome. It was so much fun. That being said, I didn't even know if I was going to go for sure. I wasn't for sure until about 2 weeks ago, because I had a lot of noise going on. Allie Schneider gave a really great talk, and I'm going to talk a little bit about that here in a second. She gave a great talk about follow-up, and so I want to go into that a little bit. But like I said, I wasn't even sure I was going to go. I had a lot of stuff going on. Do I pay for the ticket? Is it worth it? Totally worth it, every single penny. But 6 months, the last 6 months, I'm going to be vulnerable a little bit, but I've been struggling a little bit in my own perfectionist mind. I haven't been doing what I should be doing. I've been shitting on myself a lot. I haven't, been really active in my business, and, I'm like, so I get down on myself a lot. But when going to this event just cemented the fact that the only thing that I've been doing is missing my business, because I love it so much. They asked us to write down, the three things, if you were, your next goal, if you hit your next goal, what would that look like for you? And I realized it wasn't like money or anything. It was momentum. It was like the energy, the excitement. That's what it would look like to me. And that's what is important to me. This business is so much a part of my life. I've been in it 4 years now. This was my 4th boot camp. And some really big leaders got on the stage this time, and they said, there was one point in my Juice Plus career where I thought about, setting it down, or even one thought about quitting, and every one of them said, the paychecks just kept coming anyway. And that's true. In the last 6 months for me, the paychecks have just kept coming, because I have had a lot of stuff going on. We're starting another business. We are, we're building boats. I'm a single mother, like all these things, which Allie was saying, they're noise. One thing is that we have to remember that everybody has this noise. Everybody kind of walks along the edge of overwhelm. And that goes into her talk that she gave about follow-up and how important it is. And even as a big leader, she said, I haven't really been doing my best at follow-up. She said it in a very colorful way, but, and I haven't either. I've kind of been putting it down because I've been busy. And she said, we have 7 to 8 exposures these people do right before, and we all get taught that. I think everybody's learned that. We have, when somebody introduces you to a product, it takes about 7 to 8 exposures to really get it sunk in and really get people interested. So she said, we can be somebody's first, second, or third exposure, but we really need to be their like 5th and 6th and 7th as well, because not only is that's how you gain the customer, but that's also how you show them that you really, really care about them. How many times has everybody just, I do a lot of these big text splits, and I get really excited and I text a bunch of people, and then I get noise. I get a lot of stuff going on. And if I don't hear back from somebody, sometimes I just drop it and I don't keep, just checking back with them. And you don't have to, there's many reasons you could do that. You could, I don't want to bug them, or, they're not interested, or whatever. But really, in this day and age, a lot of people get a lot of input and a lot of offers and a lot of, hey, look at this, and hey, look at that. And if they think you're just sending a generic message, they're going to be like, they're not really interested in me, especially if you don't take the time and follow up and really ask them, hey, did you get my message? And you might not hear from them still. And it's still really important to go back and say, hey, and just call them out and say, hey, I didn't hear from you. If you want me to leave you alone, and give them an out. If you're not interested, that's fine. No sweat. I just really care about you, and you make it personal. I something like, I know that you were saying you're struggling with Charlie's health or this or that, just really make it personal and keep coming back. And the biggest reason to do that is to show people that you care, that you really care about them. You're not just trying to, and that's what we do in this business. I think every single one of us, especially being attracted to this team, that's why we're here. I mean, that, and for the energy and excitement and the love and the awesome family that we're part of. So I just wanted to talk a little bit about that. I'm going to check and make sure.
Yeah, while you're checking that, I want to just remind you guys, or not remind you guys, share with you guys. No, I'm not muted anymore. Okay. That, and I haven't announced this yet, so if you don't know it, it's okay. But for those of you who know about the Cherry Bomb calls, we have calls every week, Tuesdays at 2:00 Eastern and Wednesdays at 8:00 Eastern. Wednesday nights are starting back up next Wednesday in August. And these calls are specifically for people who have a qualified business. And they are run by 5 national marketing directors, myself, Allie Schneider, who did the training that Wendy's talking about, Christy Nix, and Heidi Phillips, and Robin Eisenbeis. So 5 very successful national marketing directors who have a lot of wisdom to share. So this is like a huge, huge investment that we're making in our teams by doing these calls twice a week. Okay, so we really want to encourage you guys, if you have a qualified business, to get on those calls. But what I'm really excited about is the first Wednesday of the month, except for this month because we're not doing a Wednesday call tomorrow. So it'll actually be next Wednesday, which is like the 8th, I think. We're going to come together on the Wednesday evening calls, and we're going to open it up for all our entire teams. And next Wednesday night, the 8th, and there'll be a flyer coming out, Allie Schneider, it's going to do the training that Wendy just talked about for our teams. Okay, so you guys are going to want to be on that, because it's so, those of us who went to Next Gen got to hear that training last week. And as Wendy just shared with you, it really is very eye-opening, and it is a huge shift in how we have traditionally thought of follow-up. most of us, and how we really need to be thinking about follow-up in order to move our businesses forward. So I'm super excited about that. So mark it on your calendar, 8 p.m. Eastern time, next Wednesday, August 8th, be on that call so that you can listen to Allie Schneider give that live. Okay, I'll stop talking now. Wendy, back to you.
Well, I'm so glad, because I mean, I'm totally not, she does an amazing talk. And if you can be on that call, I totally recommend being on it, because it just really, it had so many aha moments for me. So totally be on that call, and she'll do it a lot better than I did. But April, do you want to share some stuff? Oh, hi, Tracy.
Hi. Okay. Yeah, it's busy here. We're cutting in a road, so we've got lots of stuff going on. I'm going to share my screen really quick because there was some great visuals. And I have to say, boot camp, this was probably the best boot camp I've ever been to, and I've been to a lot. It was like hands down phenomenal. And we got to, not only did we get to raft the river with the COO, I think it is, Paulo, we got to, he's a CEO? CEO. Okay, you're right. I was like, I can't remember. Anyway, he started at one place, but anyway, he's the top dog now. That's kind of, Jay is transferring leadership to eventually. Jay's still very much involved, but we, Jeff Roberti was there too. I mean, there was so many, like one of the top income earners in all of network marketing. We got to see so many different things, but I'm just going to run through really quick. And I'm sorry, my slides are a little bit out of order because I didn't put them in a PowerPoint, but we learned a lot about social media, and Jake Kelly was fantastic at this. We had some amazing trainers, but we got to hear from 3 of our cherry bombers, Christy Nix, AJ Majors, and Allie Schneider. And I have to say, just hearing their trainings opened my eyes to the fact that we get to be poured into by the quality that we get from these ladies is phenomenal. So if you are not on those cherry bomb calls and you are qualified, definitely get on those. And I'm so excited that we're opening it up to the rest of the team. So that's like, oh my gosh, amazing. So social media, one of the things that they talked about was, start creating curiosity. So whether or not that's through a post, whether or not that's through, you're struggling, I'd love to connect you with my friend to do a consult. That's creating curiosity. And then starting the conversation, again, with the social media posts, but also starting individual conversations. And then this is kind of like our funnel that we need to wash, rinse, repeat. And then taking that, once you're in conversation with somebody, taking that to the next level by doing an event, inviting them to an event, or inviting them to that health consult or a 3-way call or whatever. And the next one is follow-up. So, with all that liked or commented on your post. So don't leave, in essence, kind of like, don't leave money on the table when you've got interaction. Go through that and really connect with those people that you're connecting with. And I'll tell you why in a second. And then 3-way call again. I said 3-way call up here, but somewhere in that, and the 3-way call is probably our most underutilized tool in our business, but one of the most powerful. So really, with your sponsor or team member, it's, just that way to really one-on-one connect and serve. And your sponsor can help you kind of dig out those important questions that are going to help you move, through those high yielding questions to a need. We're need fillers. We're professional need fillers. We're not salespeople. Okay. So next is, we got to hear from Tamara Sachs. Oh my gosh. I wish this Prevention Plus was recorded. It was completely mind blowing. We are up against so much. We all know that, right? But this graph knocked me off my chair practically. I was like, this is just not okay. All these disease rates, not all, I kind of thought it was like this. It's like this, we have to do something about this. We have a huge gift to share, and we need to go out there and be bold, because this is something that is really not okay with me. And it's, 1 in 2 people now getting cancer. And that's shocking. That's changed since I started with Juice Plus. I need to find my other slides. Sorry, guys. This was a really interesting study. And you can go to T. Sachs. I'll put this underneath this video recording, her website, Tamara Sachs. You can go to her website and get on her email list. And then once you're in there, she gives you this free document that says all these different ways that you can reduce your exposure to toxins. And this was just one of This was an introspective study. They looked at toxic load in people, and that over time, they didn't really notice anything until they hit about 50. And that's basically where your body is just, the compensatory mechanisms can no longer deal with your toxic load. And we think about that like, people are saying, oh, I'm, 40 or 50, I'm, just getting older. Well, not really. It's just that the body has stopped being able to deal with those toxins. And so we want to start in our 20s. I think about all these millennials that don't really care about their health, but if we can reduce their oxidative stress or their toxic load, then they won't have near the maladies in their 40s, 50s, 60s that we're having today. So there's a lot we can do now, and there's a lot of education that we can do to help those next generations. So this was a really insightful study, but on what got me about this is that she has an incredible website gift to us that we can go through. It goes area by area in your house, how you can reduce your exposure to harmful chemicals. And again, this is just the caliber of the people that get involved with Juice Plus. Dr. Sachs was a traditional MD, and then she just got fed up with kind of traditional medicine, and she became an integrative functional medicine doctor. And so she's just, gifts her knowledge to the Juice Plus company. Juice Plus has changed her life. It's changed how she was able to practice medicine. It was there for her when her husband, suddenly died of an aneurysm. And for 3 years, she didn't work her business, but her paycheck grew, and it supported her and her daughter while they grieved. So it was just a very touching story, but also really goes to show you that this isn't a solid plan B, and that there are a lot of very smart, educated healthcare professionals out there that get Juice Plus and she told us how she really tried to rip it apart and read every study and all, so it's fun that, really smart people have looked at this. Anytime you get someone that says, all the research isn't, so-and-so, talk to Dr. Phillips, Dr. Tamara Sachs, they've tried to rip it apart and can't. And it's just such a belief building situation to have someone at her caliber that pours into Juice Plus, loves Juice Plus, gives her time to the company and to come and train. So really, really phenomenal presentation. I can't say enough about it. One of the things that Jake Kelly talked about, and she's really amazing on social media, is that you really should identify and create your own story and identify your audience and give that audience a sense of hope for the future. Your story should be made up of your pains that your audience can identify with. And this spoke to me because we see so much perfection on Facebook. We need to not be perfect. We need to say the things that we're struggling with. We need to have people identify with those things, not, everything is great and I have perfect health. I hear sometimes people stop getting sick on Juice Plus, and now they think they can't be sick anymore at all. Otherwise, no one will want to buy Juice Plus from them. No, it's not perfection. It's just better. We're striving for what it's helped us with, but it's not like, the Band-Aid fix for everything. And so we want to be real. And then follow up by a breakthrough where your audience wants to go. So again, you can talk about your pains before Juice Plus and after, and I'll get into the fact that we actually don't want to talk about Juice Plus in a second. And I thought some of her verbiage was interesting. But kind of leading people through that whole food journey, right? And even showing people that even now you're not perfect, because no one wants to identify with perfection. They just want to know that they can get better. Okay. And then if you haven't had your breakthrough yet, bring them on your journey. If you're just getting started, show them, like, make it the highlight reel or the bloopers of trying to make a smoothie or trying to, a new recipe that was awful. Like, this whole food stuff is great, but this really tasted awful. Make it fun, make it funny, be relatable. And then, again, share your backstory, give your audience hope, share your pain, share the breakthroughs. That's what's going to help people identify with you. Some of the examples of not being perfect are, talk about your procrastination, talk about your perfectionism. Like, hey, just so you know, this is what, this is not perfect. Look, here's my room. It's a mess, right? Talk about that kind of stuff. Fear of failure, laziness, being horrible on the phone, can't do anything technical. That's all of your, share imperfections. And then create polarity. Polarity is interesting. This is one thing that I really shy away from. You want to clearly define what you stand for and what you stand against. Figure out the common enemy and scorn that enemy. You can become attractive to people that you want to work with by doing that. And some examples of people that create an incredible polarity are Donald Trump and Howard Stern, kind of, very different people, but think about how much polarity they create and how much of a following both of them have. So definitely, let's see if I can nope, let me get rid of this. Okay, so another example in terms of, I'm a little out of order here, I think. Let's see, character flaws. Yeah, so this is the other thing. If you are kind of highlighting your own kryptonite, your own character flaws, things that, people will have empathy for that. They will understand, that you too struggle. They'll truly understand your struggles. The key is to be, don't be held back in your flaws, like share your flaws, but show that you are an overcomer in essence. Understand what it feels like to have them and that you were there and you totally get it and you still have them sometimes, but that you can, you can figure out how you figured out how to overcome them and share them and be unstoppable. Because people are on a road of like, I'm stuck here, but they want to go here. And they will totally identify with people that had that same stuckness, but then got out of it and they can go to here and you'll have an incredible following. So be the superhero who still understands what it feels like to be the average Joe. People don't identify with the person that's always been a superhero. And then again, being real, you want to attract, this is where I'm wanting to go. What you stand for and what you stand against should be specifically designed and conditioned to condition your perfect prospects to buy your products while repelling your nightmare customers. And I loved this. I was like, oh my gosh. So we're not a get rich quick scheme. We're, no wanting the system to do all the work for you. Hard work is the key to success. Always take responsibility for your success or your failures. Investing in yourself to the highest form, entrepreneurial maturity, and let your results do the talking. So you're sharing all of that, right? You're being realistic with people, and you are going to attract, this is for the business example, right? You're going to attract people that get it, and they're strivers, they're achievers. You're not trying to like be perfect and, oh, it was so easy. And now you're going to attract people that, don't really, run when the going gets tough, that sort of thing. Does that make sense? I'm kind of a little all over because of the slides, but it was pretty awesome. And then again, these are the things that for her, she wants to attract, right? And these are the things that she stands for: investing in herself, constant learning, freedom and lifestyle, mastery of skill sets, continual growth, and doing the work. So this is what she's talking about. This is who she wants to attract. And I loved all that. And then in openly sharing and intensely scorning what you stand against. Okay, I'm not reading this right. You can become a magnetic to people who share those same views, and they become loyal fans. So again, be a little bit, don't shy away from polarity. I'm going to have to think on that because I'm very love everybody, and I'm not going to create a scene here. But I really liked that. And then I'll share really quickly, and I'll turn it over. Wendy, did you have one more thing you were going to share too? Yeah, share. Go ahead. Unmute yourself.
Well, we were just going to go real quick over Ashley. I can't remember her last name, but can you guys hear me?
Oh, I'll go like this.
Okay. She did a training. It was pretty short, but she did a training about how to go from 0 to 90, a dealer to VF in right away, within a weekend. And so it's a quick training. I think Carmen has some slides, but really starting with that, you start with the funnel, and you look at that funnel, and you create curiosity in social media. And once you get those likes, you get the comments, you get people interested. And if you get somebody that's kind of interested in the business, you want to sorry, the site. So yeah, you find somebody who wants to be a distributor, you have them do a social media post. I think that's the first one. I think the other one, just say, hey, do this social media post. And then you get these, once they put that up there and they get comments, you can also see what kind of distributor what kind of influencer they are, how many people that they can influence. You're going to see what you've got in your hands. And if you've got somebody that right out of the gate, you know, has got a bunch of people asking, right away they have their HLP with this post. And so you want to sign them up. And I know we've had training on this before, but this is how people are moving really fast from a dealer to a VF, virtual franchisee, right away. And so once they have enough people interested, you're going to help them. You hold their hand through this. You help them. You PM with them, these people, and you lead them to their HLP. And then once they have their HLP, you do a startup meeting with them. You sign them up. You review their starter guide, and that's now all in thefreedomrevolution.com. And that was awesome. They went over that, and maybe we could do on one of our team meetings is really go over that Freedom Revolution website, because that they went through it with us, and it was I haven't even used it yet. So we need to like really utilize those tools. They've got it all laid out for us, and they did show a history of you know, the original, what they had to use 25 years ago, and what, you know, to what we have now. And we've got incredible tools, you guys. We have so many tools. It's amazing. So then you sit down with that distributor that's just got their HLP, because they've got a win. They now have a win, and they are ready to go. You review their starter guide. You show them how to track their customers. You track their customers, and then you get the plan of action of where to go next. And this is, you basically show them this funnel. You show them how to do it. You show them just what I showed you, to get their distributors or their prospects to put up a post, and then you watch, rinse, repeat. Does that make sense? So I try to do that really quickly, but all right, back to you, April, for, is it Jeff or Birdie time?
Yeah, I love Jeff or Birdie. And I just was scrambling my notes down. So I'm just going to read a few quotes. And if you ever have a chance to listen to his talk, like, jump at that. He does sometimes come to the Vegas boot camp. And do we have it recorded anywhere, Carmen? Do you know? One of his talks? Or you're muted.
Oh, gosh. No, I'm not. I mean, I'm sure there's Jeff Roberti trainings out there. You could probably, actually, Jeff Roberti has his own website. He probably has some trainings on there.
Yeah. So. But anytime you see a boot camp that he's going to be training at, jump on it. And actually, I think, is he closing the conference in Tampa? I think he is. I think he said that. So now no one can miss conference. There, done. Okay. He said, I love this. He said the mirror is our #1 recruiting tool. You want to be who you want to recruit. I love that. And if it is to be, it's up to me. It's not what you say, it's how you feel about what you say. That's a big deal. And he did this whole body language thing, like, hey, do you want to buy some Juice Plus? You know, like, no, you know, hey, I've got this amazing thing I would love to share with you. Can you spare 5 minutes? You know, it's how you feel about what you're talking about. And if you don't have that passion, go find that passion, go get more education, go ask your tough questions, whatever it is, get all of that satisfied. And then if you're in your head, you're dead. I'm in my head a lot sometimes. And with your hearts, if we're with our hearts, we're gifting people. There's no way not to be if you're in your heart. So that was awesome. And then Jeff, actually, this is interesting. The service to many leads to greatness. And Jeff literally talked to 10,000 people in his first year. He talked to 20 to 30 people a day. Yeah, that's crazy. He must have had a big list. I'm not going to make excuses for myself, but he was really out there trying, working hard, saying no to other things so he could say yes forever. So very interesting, very inspiring. He also said a few simple disciplines equal ultimate reward, and that you don't have to do 1,000 things. You just have to do a few things 1,000 times. So really just figure out what resonates with you and do it a lot. Whether or not that's a 3-way call, whether or not that's social media posting, whether, just do those few simple things that you're really good at a lot. And he also, I thought this was interesting. He's the top earner in our company. Like I said, top earner probably in all of network marketing as well, or one of the top earners. And he doesn't talk about the big money. He talks about $500 a month. He talks about the first step. You know, if we're talking about big money and someone can't even imagine $400 or $500 a month, we've lost them. It's the first step. And so that we have, and that $500 a month can mean the difference between, you know, someone saving their house or not. So that's a big deal. And then if conference doesn't light your fire, wood is wet. So if you have not been to conference and you want that passion and feeling about, just that excitement feeling about when you're talking about Juice Plus or talking about the business, then you need to come to conference. And that was it.
Oh my gosh. Thank you, ladies, so much. That was a gift. And I totally agree about Jeff Roberti. He did close out a conference in my tenure as a Juice Plus rep. And I can't remember where it was or how many years ago it was, but I remember that it was absolutely incredible. So totally agree. Have to come to Phoenix, all of you. So thank you so much. Thank you. And duly noted, Wendy, the Freedom Revolution.
If we can take 30 seconds more, I wanted to let you know that we had a lady that joined us very last second, mainly because she needed to get away. And she, you know, liked the idea of rafting and all that kind of stuff. And just, you know, we talked about, she's a customer, but a very new customer. She sprung for the last second, absolutely was blown away the whole time and joined our team. So get people to events. Okay, bye.
That is awesome. All right.
Thank you, guys.
Everybody say thank you, and we'll see you guys next
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Y'all are awesome.